Madrid are the Champions League for the 15th time. Now, when I saw this picture of Florentino Perez, I was like, what is there to say about Florentino Perez? And it is one of the rare moments I'm in a tactical board. I won't want to waste too much time on tactics, but because story now game in Ankasa is brilliant. And I'm starting with Florentino Perez as the president of Real Madrid. Again, in the history of Madrid, for me, the best manager, the best president, even far better than Santiago Bernabeu, Stadium. He has been much more instrumental as a president than Santiago. And then, so when you Madrid in Comona, you may be tempted to sing the praises of players, any coach, any other. But the president of Real Madrid, El Presidente, one of the first reasons I saw people singing the song. Now, these days, best player be a Wuyase, whether in Africa, whether in South America, whether in Europe. In the first refusal, Real Madrid, I didn't make us. Player be a English Premier League. It can be Man City, it can be whatever. Or Bobo could do baby. Or say, oh, people say me call Bobo Madrid Nibi. Player be in every corner of the world. Episode Bobo Madrid Nibi. It is because of how well Florentino Perez has built that team, my friend, in Real Madrid, and they have been absolutely brutal in everything. Now, only after game, in Central for Chi Benny Bizan is now yes, so was it 16th, and the Apollo 16th, who translates, not verbatim, it means towards the 16th, and I will go for the 16th, according to Florentino Perez. Oh, see, I can't. But to be very honest, we are preparing towards the 16th Champions League title. That is the mentality. Utie Jude Bellingham, Orient Chimeni spoke to TNT Sports. Orient Chimeni say, oh, we need the Yajiwe. But there are a lot of people in the group, imagine 5, imagine 4, imagine 3. So we have to also go and throw this at the back screen and go and change the 16th. It is the mentality of Real Madrid, born from the president, El Presidente, Florentino Perez, and a money a huge one for them. Now, Madrid in Kwaji 15. English Premier League teams now come 15th now. Syria teams in now coming now boom there 15th. Oko Spanish La Liga nim now ka 2 clubs so Mudi Madrid achieve Barcelona any Atletico de Madrid or Mudi no kaboma a 5 pen magic. Then you come back and look at League 1. Any team my friend League 1 teams no Bakope Marseille and magic. So that should tell you. Now Oka 2 teams now. Atletico de Madrid on GBO. Barca and Kwana aji numnina. I see. So it tells you. And this is the perspective of how dominant Madrid are here throughout in Europe. And you may be fast.
But it's a message. Because it's Hendrik Neko, yeah. And I kill Mbappe, so it be a non-option. Yeah. On my announcement, today, her Madrid team we are. A quadri Champions League. No, Sabina Hendrik. And Kylian Mbappe. As I have a cutting with one. Obviously, it looks like on message.
Oh, a huge addition. And trust me, giving your Mayeno, you can understand, say, on Bettinia the 16th one. So, Madrid will the story is different. Now, remember Mbappe, for me, not too much of Hendrik, because I think that Hendrik will still need some time. So, Vinicius saying, yeah, 1 or 2 seasons. No? But Mbappe is the guy. And I'll tell a story why I think that Mbappe is a different level of player as compared to Nya Omunina or Rich, you come every Wembley. No? Now you see, oh, football here, do not underrate Dortmund for no. Because almost me make some miracle be no magic. You starting game now, you bono. Obia no she game ni biano. In Dortmund 4-2-3-1 of Marcel Sabitzer, any American at the base. Then Julian Brandt as an amateur with Jadon Sancho Adeyemi, and in the class 4 o'clock leading the lines. We saw say now Usha Dortmund for now. They build up from the right hand side, almost draw Madrid for into the bait. Then the trigger was for Adeyemi to get in behind. So for the first close to 30 minutes, Karim Adeyemi and have some very, very, very good chances. And everybody who was watching the game on TV, and I'm sure say even there, our Wembley was expecting to say, Sanka Dortmund for any team should go. But the story at DBIaka, and I say it every time. I'd seen that story before. I could feel it in me. Say, Adewe, man, will be playing against Leipzig, against Bayern, against Manchester City, against Dortmund in the final. Dortmund making the same mistakes, failing to convert. Now, it is not lack of Madrid. In football, one person will make you lack. You make your lack, and then you make it work. When you have chances, no, you flubbed it. And in football, And then I can say the most important element of the game. Go. And as a conversion. It won't do anymore. Now your man will accept to not be more tomorrow. You can't tell me that it's just slack. And yesterday, on Saturday, I mean, time at Madrid for no turning things over. After the enough, I can't mistake say Dortmund for Nagas and Como. Now Jan Matteson throughout the season, he has been brilliant. In your bona, one square pass, the ball goes back to Vinicius Junior, and it was a beautiful.
Because of a first half, no. Let me catch it near studio. Because I'm more more. As you want to catch a man for a look. Dortmund, they almost bomb first half, no. So can you, madam? And I mean, obviously, Obi of first half, the game the lack of no moment. Yeah. Because most of our chances are. Now, Quebec no, and another chance no. But no, so say no. Let me catch a man. Look, the Yamaha the best second half, and Obi any Madrid from 70 minutes they called on board Champions League. So I knew. Says Dortmund the first half of my go in the second half of the game. If it's 70 minutes they called, Madrid be cool. First goal to Banham's another one.
Look at this one also for Nicholas Fulkrug. Going through, finding the option to get a very good goal, but still goal number. Now it's really me. Dani Carvajal, only the tallest player on the field of play. Now there is something that a lot of the people on the game didn't realize. Rich, you started ball near ball. Madrid forward were pressing Dortmund. The one you just sitting back. The original game plan from Carlo Ancelotti, they say, "You pressing Dortmund for like you game long. But in the first half, the press wasn't successful. They lacked balance in your press. It was in the second half when you could see some Madrid have become Madrid that you didn't know or sit back. No, it's okay. So what's the ball winning bar? In the second half, Gina Bobono, Niasha said, if you can break us down, they did everything that they wanted to do in the second half, and they do until this corner kick. Then the first one, Obekaya or the Kenya that corner kick, Carvajal, you're about first half now. Then later on in the game, Dortmund dominated play until that second corner kick came in from a free kick. Now, so Obekaya gave me yao. Start free kick way, and they started a series of attacks on Dortmund. Now Vinicius Junior on the left hand side. Onya ball na Matt Hummels, I didn't know what him no, and a goalkeeper, Gregory Kobel, and free on Tony Cruz ball, and a corner kick. From that point in time, Madrid began to grow into the game. Just from one free kicker, Matt Hummels, then from there, they could dictate the pace of the game, could play well, they could control the game. Eduardo Camavinga could move forward, charge with Bellingham at some point in time. You realize, okay, Madrid are really slowly building. But in the second half, generally, nobody there sitting back, waiting for Dortmund to come at them, and then they can catch them on the break. Then that faithful corner kick did come. The tallest of them, the shortest of them all. Player you know Madrid crew monum. Before so just sit we know J5 already. In the history of Madrid, for me, he's the second longest serving Madrid player in the current team because of loan to Leverkusen. And again, he goes back to the brilliant job of Florentino Perez as the president of Real Madrid. Say, Ode Carvajal, Eko loan Leverkusen. Omo first refusal. I can say there is going to be a buyback clause depending on the number of years that Carvajal bets now Leverkusen. It immediately contra Omo and Jose Mourinho didn't work. No, he went in there and then brought Carvajal back into the team. Brilliant job from a manager or a president to understand the Jumoye. And a Carvajal and a people tomb. Then the next one was from Vinicius Junior. A boy that was born in Rio de Janeiro. Never really thought say this would be his fate. Omania 2-0. For me, Madrid deserved it. A very sad one, say Edin Terzic, and this is a video and now Jose Mourinho console the young manager Edin Terzic. He had come very close, very, very close. But the sad thing is, the best player last season, Man City 4 far back, and Madrid 4 far back. Madrid Edison the best player in the team, Ashen 2-0, and then the Don Carlo Ancelotti. Waji the most coveted prize for me. The best manager in the history of the Champions League. We're winning 5 times. Josep Guardiola 3 times. Zinedine Zidane 3 times. Bob Paisley of Liverpool winning 3 times. And it tells you the league of managers are Carlo Ancelotti. Which means there is a statement that they say in English. Yes, aviation. Say, assume edrua, a prepare for huge days. Do you remember the story of Carlo Ancelotti losing finals? At the beginning of Carlo Ancelotti's journey as a manager. Olusu, big finals with AC Milan. Mm-hmm. You remember the story of Istanbul?
Liverpool.
Yes, then the subsequent year they came back together. Sanyaman. It built Carlo Ancelotti's career. And adversary no, he had learned to grow through it, and then Carlo Ancelotti, at the 3 of them with Real Madrid, and of course 2 with AC Milan. 2022, 2024, 2006, 2007, 2014, or 2002, 2003. Once he lost it in 1989, hold on, and it tells you, say, you build your character. Go through it. The loss is a part of the process. Carlo Ancelotti has lived it. Of course, for El Presidente, I've told you the story. He's a huge man. And Uche Florentino Perez, I think that we are already focused on the next one. We're going to catch on. Now, Paul at 16. We want the 16th. And that's exactly what they want to do. Kylian Mbappe. Now, Mbappe, the question is, level Ben and Mbappe at Real Madrid. Because even before that, the conversation on the Ballon d'Or will come. And then, the Ballon d'Or is Vinicius Junior's to lose. Again, our statement was re-emphasized. Under 24 players, multiple goals in Champions League finals. Vinicius Junior is in that category. Again, in the final, the Zinedine Zidane or England, Jude Bellingham, he was nowhere to be found in that final. And it was Vinicius Junior and a sorry no be who said me and I'm a Madrid poster boy not Akwaba of England by me. And for me, if the Ballon d'Or is to be given to anybody, it's going to be Vinicius Junior. I know say there is the Copa America that's going to go on. I know say Euros never cost. I know say even Olympic Games ever cost. But to be very honest with you, unless something mad, something crazy, something monumental, it was a category of competition.
And you would young fan say, yeah, Euros here start on the 14th. Mm-hmm. So Jude at the England Cup final, no Gia.
You see, Jude, you know, and you say this on the England Cup final for you because even in the English team, he has to do more than Harry Kane. And so performing more than the English boys, you know. Yeah, was Harry Kane, I said 12 goals.
No, so see, I did Ballon d'Or cover.
Yeah.
And obviously, a 90 million community.
Exactly.
And I make sure say, Senyami Adumana Yakobo Erosuno on the 14th.
Yeah.
Near Vienna England Cup final.
Yeah.
No Mutimegia.
Yeah.
And the Honama Amam Fonso Case. Then the Honor Jude Bellingham winding.
That is what I'm saying, say. Unless Jude Bellingham does something huge in the Euros, and yet GNM Kwan. And so make a statement, best player of the tournament, or say 10 goals, 5 goals. He has to make huge statements because Omiya Aje Champions League. But Vinicius Junior has been better in the Champions League than him with goals, numbers.
But then Champions League and
anything that make us say, or just a dude in the next competition, he performs higher than Vinicius Junior. Maybe Vinicius will not play well for Brazil, and that is now can will be possible if Vinicius doesn't play well.
Maybe not Vinicius.
And I said Brazil
and a good tournament
exactly.
And Brazil can't be on.
But Sisi Amimijina had it, and I think that Vinicius or no. The last time Ancelotti and Kasaji to say he thinks that the best contender for the Ballon d'Or is Vinicius Junior.
Okay.
And even with this picture, I'm very rich. Vinicius Junior and Fabio Konechi. Now, this is my take on Kylian Mbappe. I don't know what tomorrow holds. But Minimara, the Mbappe with my Madrid beam. Rich, then obey Ballon d'Or 10 and obey Champions League 10 and obey 20 and because every match is 6. Cruz, Nacho.
This is also sign 5 years.
Exactly. It's obey 5 and consecutively and then Mbappe be. Rich, now me can say me actually the beginning of my analysis say oh. And then we are say Madrid has the first refusal to every best player be able to react there. Adentia. Because Madrid are building the hood to the extent say on himself Mbappe be saying just now. Mbappe wants to get to the top. See Rich, check your archives. When was the last time a French me ate Ballon d'Or? When was it? When was the last time, even before Luka Modric, a European ate the Ballon d'Or? For the French, for Kylian Mbappe, Mame, any side man, until Karim Mustafa Benzema, it had been very difficult for them to win the Ballon d'Or. Now, almost close to a decade. And I know say, if you speak to Faisal Amari, Papa Wilfred Mbappe, they are consistently believe that yes, we are building him to the extent that we want him to win the Ballon d'Or as a black man and for the French national team. It was an important deal for them. And I'm going to say, I brought a friend Kylian Mbappe to get there. So for me, I don't think Mbappe will do so much for Madrid.
Okay.
But Madrid, every man is our platform, you know. Our new here
to be
the best player in the world.
Me Lydia, the minimum Zimbabwe. Get the petition come UEFA.
Say,
some coffee, Champion League, wrong cut and 10 5 years.
Now just
I don't majisa. I'm majisa.
What was the match with Bellingham after the game?
I'm majisa.
I'm beside say, oh, now you have to say Mbappe, but say I on killing. I'm over born now. No man will say first half. When you say killer, no, only one chance. I know about no. It's Mbappe. You account and look at the English he used. I say killing Mbappe will take us to another level. Oh, no, one chance now. No about.
No, red. Imagine 15 that.
Yeah, so maybe this time they'll be able to win the treble level Spain. Now, do you know a Barca? You know, you go for now. And they are my
we all my Bob Lebia and my catcher. Some of my friend Frank Lampard catchers or more one Edia in the middle of the season.
But 5 years of the shadow. Oh, my 5 years. 5 years, you're good.
And go for any serious.